Hey, it's Cletus Coffey, the founder of Be the Torch and BeTheTorch.com. Are you an entrepreneur who is looking at your current results and say, I don't like it. I don't like where I'm at. Maybe you're not paying yourself enough. Maybe your health and wellness is out of alignment, not where you want to be. Your relationship there's disconnection there. Maybe you're not seeing your kids enough. And you're thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I can't keep going down this way. Here is this scenario. I've been there before. I've been stuck and lost and unsure of what direction to go. I've lost multiple businesses. I've been divorced. I am a single father. And at times I'm looking at the ebbs and flows of my life going, how did I get here? Why am I here? And I don't like these results that I'm given. So through my really the darkest times of my life where I'm broke, I lost everything, lost two businesses that I was really passionate about and unfortunately lost them all of my own doing. Just bad business person, didn't understand how to run a business, had a lot of energy, had a lot of passion behind it. And yet, I was not very good flat out. In the process, I ended up losing multiple relationships. I became divorced. People that, I loved and were in relationship with, but ultimately it did not work out. And so I'm alone. I'm broke. I'm broken. What's wrong with me was the constant thread that was going through my head. Like, how come I can't figure this out? How come I can't figure out how to make the money that I need to support my family? How come I can't figure out how to create the connection, the communication with my partner? It's a daunting task. And oftentimes we're alone in this. And really the there's many solutions to this, but the most important one is really for you to have an awakening, knowing that the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions, the mindset that got you to where you're at right now is not the mindset, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions that you need to go to where you want to go. In most cases, most entrepreneurs are just their body is leading the charge here. And, they've gotten such habits of doing the same things over, same thoughts, oftentimes negative thought patterns rolling through, negative patterns around money, or love, relationship. Those patterns still exist. It's time to break those patterns. They have to be broken. And I'll tell you, I, more than anyone, push back on this for so long. I do not want you to spend any more time stuck in these old patterns. So for me, a big pattern challenge for me was money. And I, for a long time, didn't have much money. And so I was holding on to every dollar that I had and afraid to spend it. Because if I spend it, then I wouldn't have it. I would pay my bills. I'd have the relationship I was in. I've had that person mad at me because I was further in debt, never any money. And so I was afraid to invest in myself. I was afraid to put money being energy, put that energy out there for fear. For fear, ultimately it just came back to I'm going to be on the streets. I'm going to lose my children. All these fears drove these patterns and habits for me. So what I ultimately had to do to break that pattern was number one, be accepting of where I was at and being alone, being broke, you know, being disconnected from my children even more because now I'm co-parenting with somebody else and just accepting where I was at that I need to be humble in this process. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. So accepting it, number one. Number two, taking accountability. This is where we need to step up because as entrepreneurs, oftentimes it's so easy to point outside of us. Well, it was their fault. It was my customer's fault. It was my employee's fault. It was the environment. It was the economy. Look, I've been there. I've pointed those fingers for so long. And I promise you, it doesn't get you any further. It doesn't move the needle to where you want to go until you start pointing the finger back at yourself. Taking accountability for your business mistakes, taking accountability for the lies that you've told, whether you purposely or consciously or unconsciously told lies, for your impact in your relationship, what you brought to the table, being accountable, not pointing fingers at it's not anyone else's fault. You got to own it. You brought something to the table, especially being an entrepreneur. Believe me, I know the roller coaster ride that is entrepreneurship. and that you may not have been prepared for. And if you were prepared for it, you better believe that your partner was not prepared for it. And so have to have some understanding, passion for what they went through and being in a relationship with you. And I say that, well, I got to say it to myself. So accepting, accountability, and now action. The third part of that is action, because we need to get action in breaking pattern. So for example, around the money pattern, for me, it was where I was holding on to it and saying, I don't want to spend this. I started just doing little things that I wouldn't normally do. And for me, the theme that I had for my life at the time was adventure. I wanted to get out into adventure, go see things, do things that I wouldn't normally do. So I was investing in myself by going out and exploring and adventuring, going to unique places, traveling, getting out and going camping over in the mountains, and just doing things that cost a little bit of money, but it was money I was willing to spend because I know that by putting myself in those environments, I'd meet somebody, or I'd make a connection, or I'd find a level of understanding within myself that I wouldn't have had that clarity had I been, stuck and confined in my old pattern. Breaking patterns, really, really important for you around money, around love, relationships. Sometimes so easy to just jump from one relationship to the other with our same patterns. We got to connect with ourselves first. So if you are not in a relationship, or even if you are, it's time to go inward and focus on healing you first. To lead is go first. You want to lead in your relationship? You want to lead in your family? You're going to lead yourself first. So going inward and focusing on taking action around healing you first. You got to love you before you can love anybody else. You got to invest in yourself before you can invest in anybody else. That is the most loving thing you can do for someone else. That is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. It's not being selfish. This is self-interest. This is focusing on your own self-interest. Because if you can generate that level of power, and you are going to attract the right people into your life that need to be there effortlessly. You're not going to have to try. They're just going to come to you. It's the difference between power versus force. For me, I'd force a relationship to work. I was trying to make it work. Until I took a step back, went inward to myself and got clarity on who I was, what I wanted to experience, come from a place of power, knowing that if I show up authentically as me in my power, what I call personal culture, person I'm with, it'll be alignment, or it may not. And I detached from the outcome. It is what it is. We try to control the outcomes so much, especially with our old, outdated patterns. So acceptance, accountability, action, take these 3 steps to start breaking patterns and it can be as little as, for example, for an entire year, I began to make my morning routine to include cold showers. Why? I don't know why. It was just, I got so comfortable just waking up, jumping right in the shower, nice warm shower. I come out, I'm relaxed. I start at the very end of my shower, started turning on the cold water. And sometimes it was 30 seconds. Sometimes it was 10 minutes. I was just in the moment, feeling it, but it didn't matter. Each time I got out of the shower, I was boom, energized, zing. I felt good. And it was a different energy that I had getting out of that shower. It could be something as small as that, or something big around money patterns or on love. Acceptance, accountability, action. If you are ready to take action, my friends, you can DM me. I'm at Cletus Coffey at all social channels. You can go to bethetorch.com. As an entrepreneur, it's our opportunity to win in all areas of life. This is how if you want to be successful in business, you better win in all areas, because we don't live in silos. It's not like you're super successful in business, but crappy in relationships. It doesn't work that way. If you're crappy in relationships, those relationships, that energy is going to translate in your business, and you're not going to have successful relationships, or maybe even success in your business. Or if you do, it's short-lived. Follow me? So we want to win in all areas of life. That is important. So I can help support you as a holistic entrepreneur to create a life that your business fits into. Oh yeah, we're going to make money. We're going to thrive. You're going to generate more profits than you ever have, but you're doing it from a place that's in alignment with authentically you, who you are, and what you want to create in this lifetime. BeTheTorch.com, at Cletus Coffey. Send me a message. Let me know that you're ready to take action, and let's get on a call and figure out how you can be that torch. Illuminate your own path to passion, purpose, fulfillment, meaning in life. And when you do, you have a blazing torch. You can then light the lives of others.